Recent airstrikes in Iran have caused massive losses. More than 1,300 people have been killed, and more than 6,000 civilian structures have been destroyed or damaged. When war breaks out, everyday life can change within just a few hours. Electricity can be disrupted. Transportation can become chaotic. And after only a few days, the familiar shelves in supermarkets begin to empty. In this video, you will learn about 10 simple but extremely important foods that every family often prepares before a crisis happens. Foods that can be stored for a long time, provide significant energy, and help your kitchen maintain meals when supply chains are disrupted. Do not leave yet, because at the 7-minute mark of this video, I will tell you the 7 most important things you should do immediately when war or a sudden crisis breaks out. Simple steps that help you stay calm and stabilize the situation during the first hours. And watch until the end of the video, because there is one ingredient in the kitchen cheaper than a cup of coffee. But in a crisis, it can preserve food, clean surfaces, and solve many problems that very few people think about. 10. Salt in many food stockpiling lists. Salt is often seen as something too ordinary. It is cheap, it is small, and it is almost always available in every kitchen. But if you look back at human history, you will notice something interesting. There were times when salt was considered almost as valuable as gold. Thousands of years before humans had refrigerators, before electricity and modern preservation systems existed, salt was the most important food preservation technology in the world. Ancient civilizations even built entire trade routes just to transport salt. Caravans crossing the Sahara Desert, the salt roads of Europe, or the massive salt warehouses of ancient Rome, all of them existed for one simple reason. Salt helps food last far longer than people might expect. The mechanism of salt is very simple but extremely effective. Salt draws out water and reduces the environment that bacteria need in order to grow. When meat, fish, or vegetables are salted, the amount of free water in the food decreases, making it difficult for bacteria to multiply. Thanks to this principle, humans have created countless traditional preservation methods. Salted fish, salted meat, pickled vegetables, kimchi, and many other fermented foods. In wartime, the role of salt becomes even clearer. When electricity is cut off, when supply chains are disrupted, and when cold storage becomes difficult, salt returns to its historical position, a tool that helps food last longer. A moderate amount of salt can turn fresh food into a food source that can be used for many days, even many weeks. But salt is not only a preservative, it is also an essential mineral for the body. Sodium helps maintain electrolyte balance and supports the function of muscles and the nervous system in stressful conditions. When the body loses water through sweat or increased physical activity, a reasonable amount of salt can help the body maintain stability. In addition, salt has many other practical uses in daily life. It can be used to clean surfaces, remove odors, assist with food preservation, and even help maintain hygiene in conditions of scarcity. In many difficult situations, simple but versatile items like this often become extremely valuable. Another characteristic that makes salt an ideal food for storage is its almost unlimited durability. Salt is not a food that spoils easily. If kept dry and sealed, it almost does not lose quality over time. A bag of salt can sit in storage for many years and still be used just as it was on the first day. Perhaps that is also why in many ancient civilizations, salt was once considered a valuable asset. In some periods, it was even used as a form of currency for exchanging goods. Today, salt may be one of the cheapest items in the supermarket. But when food supply systems are disrupted, that seemingly ordinary item can become one of the most important ingredients in your kitchen. If war happens, the first hours are often the most dangerous time for people. Not because of bombs or gunfire, but because of panic and bad decisions. That is why, before thinking about leaving or doing anything major, there are 7 important things you should do immediately. First, stop and stay inside your home. The instinct of many people is to run outside or leave the area immediately. But during the first hours of a crisis, information is often unclear. Staying in a familiar space, such as a basement or a closed room, will help keep you safer and give you time to observe the situation. Second, control the information you consume. Social media is often full of rumors during a crisis. Choose 1 or 2 reliable news sources and check them periodically. Misinformation can cause panic and lead to dangerous decisions. Third, prepare your home to shelter in place. Charge all devices such as phones, power banks, and flashlights. At the same time, fill bottles, pots, or any clean containers with water. These simple steps give you extra time if electricity or water is disrupted. Fourth, reduce unnecessary attention. During unstable times, drawing attention is usually not a good idea. Avoid posting your location on social media and limit activities that attract attention in your neighborhood. Fifth, conserve your resources. Do not use too much food, batteries, or supplies on the first day. Crises often last for many days, so use everything slowly and with a plan. Sixth, keep your body stable. Drink enough water, keep your body warm or cool, and try to sleep for a few hours. Lack of water and lack of sleep can cause poor decisions in stressful situations. And finally, delay major decisions. Do not rush to leave the city or change major plans while information is still chaotic. In war, calm thinking and discipline are often more important than rushed action. 9. White rice. In most long-term food storage systems around the world, white rice almost always appears at the center. Not because it is rare or expensive. On the contrary, it is precisely because it is so simple that it becomes reliable during times of crisis. Throughout the history of war, many armies and communities have survived on basic staples such as rice, wheat, or corn. These foods are not complicated, but they provide the most important thing: stable energy that allows the body to keep functioning each day. When food supply chains are disrupted, complex meals are often the first to disappear. What usually remains are foundational staples like rice. White rice mainly provides carbohydrates, the basic energy source that helps the body maintain activity, thinking, and movement. Under stressful or difficult conditions, the body needs stable calories more than ever. A simple bowl of rice may not be a perfect meal, but it can help maintain strength during difficult days. Another important point lies in the structure of white rice. Unlike brown rice, white rice has had the outer bran layer removed. That bran layer contains natural oils, and those oils are what cause food to spoil faster over time. Once that layer is gone, white rice becomes far more durable. If stored properly, for example sealed in a mylar bag with oxygen absorbers and kept in a cool, dry place, white rice can last 25 to 30 years while still maintaining its usefulness. This is why many long-term food storage systems used by families, humanitarian organizations, and even emergency relief systems often stockpile rice in large quantities. Besides its long storage life, rice also has another advantage: flexibility in meals. With just water and a simple heat source, rice can become the foundation for many different dishes. It can be combined with beans, canned meat, dried vegetables, or almost any other food available in the kitchen, One viewer once left a comment under a video about food storage like this: "I can live without many things in the kitchen, but if there is still rice in the house, I know my family can still have a decent meal." That statement may sound simple, but it reflects the true role of rice in many kitchens around the world. In many food storage systems, rice is not just an ingredient, it is the center of the kitchen, the thing that turns scattered ingredients into a real meal. 8. Dried beans in many food crises. There is one thing that surprises many people. The biggest problem is not the lack of calories, but the lack of protein. Many families still have rice, noodles, or grains in the kitchen, but after just a few weeks, they begin to realize their bodies gradually weaken because their meals lack protein. That is why dried beans almost always appear in most long-term food storage systems. After rice, dried beans are one of the most common foods in storage supplies around the world. Not because they are expensive, but because they are durable and reliable. If sealed properly, kept dry, and protected from light, many types of beans can last 20 years or more while still maintaining their nutritional value. Besides their long storage life, beans also provide many important nutrients. 1 cup of beans can provide about 15 grams of protein, along with fiber and many essential minerals for the body. During long, difficult periods, a stable source of nutrition like this helps the body maintain strength. During the Great Depression in the United States in the 1930s, many families survived those difficult years with very simple meals: rice and beans. Not because it was the most delicious food, but because it was what kept their families alive day after day. What makes beans especially important lies in their combination with rice. When eaten separately, both rice and beans lack certain essential amino acids. But when eaten together, they complement each other and form a nearly complete source of protein. That is why in many cultures around the world, from Asia to Latin America, rice and beans have become the foundation of everyday meals. In normal times, this is simply a humble dish. But during difficult periods of history, this simple combination has fed millions of people. And when crisis happens, sometimes the simplest foods, like rice and beans, become the true foundation of survival. 7. Honey. There is an interesting paradox in the world of food. Many foods last only a few days, but there is one food that people can still eat thousands of years later. That food is honey. In many long-term food storage systems, honey is always considered one of the most durable foods humans have ever known. Thanks to its extremely low moisture and natural acidity, bacteria can hardly grow in honey. As a result, it can last for a very long time without spoiling. Archaeologists have even discovered jars of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs. What is remarkable is that even after thousands of years, the honey inside those jars was still edible. Besides its impressive preservation ability, honey also provides quick energy for the body. Just 1 spoon of honey can provide about 60 calories, helping restore strength when feeling tired. During many periods of crisis, honey has been used as a quick source of energy when food became scarce. Another major advantage is that honey does not require electricity for storage. As long as it is sealed and kept away from moisture, a jar of honey can sit in the kitchen cabinet for many years and still be usable. In normal times, honey may simply be a familiar sweetener. But during times of instability, a simple jar of honey can become a very valuable source of energy and nutrition in the kitchen. And I am also curious about one thing. Do you currently have honey in your kitchen? If you find this video helpful, please press like and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next content. 6. Canned meat. In many long-term food storage systems, there is a very common weakness: lack of protein. Many people prepare large amounts of rice, noodles, or grains, but forget that the body needs protein to maintain health over long periods of time. That is why canned meat often appears in survival food storage supplies. Foods such as tuna, sardines, canned beef, or canned chicken can last for many years, as long as the can remains intact. In many cases, canned food can be stored for 3 to 5 years, or even longer if kept in a dry place with stable temperatures. A typical can of tuna can provide about 20 to 25 grams of protein, along with fats and many essential nutrients for the body. Protein helps maintain muscle, supports the immune system, and keeps the body functioning steadily. Meanwhile, fat provides a dense source of energy that helps the body maintain strength during difficult periods. Another major advantage of canned meat is its convenience. In many emergency situations, you do not need complex cooking. You only need to open the can, and you can eat it immediately or combine it with rice, noodles, or beans to create a complete meal. In many crises or wars, protein-rich foods are often the items that disappear from supermarkets very quickly. Fresh meat can spoil within just a few days if electricity is disrupted. But canned meat can sit quietly in the kitchen cabinet for many years while still maintaining its nutritional value. And during times of instability, a few simple cans of meat can become a stable source of protein that helps the entire kitchen function longer. 5. Pasta. In many food crises, there is one type of food that disappears from supermarkets faster than many people expect. Not meat and not fresh vegetables, but simple dry foods like pasta. At first glance, pasta is just a very ordinary type of dried noodle. But that simplicity is exactly what makes it one of the easiest foods to store in the kitchen. Pasta is made from wheat flour that has been dried, so if it is kept in a dry place and protected from moisture, it can last for many years without spoiling. It does not require refrigeration or complicated storage conditions, just a sealed container and a corner of a kitchen cabinet. Besides its long shelf life, pasta also provides a significant amount of energy. About 100 grams of dry pasta can provide more than 350 calories, mostly from carbohydrates. This is a source of energy that helps the body maintain activity for long periods, especially when other food sources become limited. Another major advantage of pasta is the simplicity of cooking it. You do not need many ingredients, just water, a little salt, and a heat source. In a few minutes, pasta can become the foundation of a simple meal. It can be combined with beans, canned meat, dried vegetables, or almost any food left in the kitchen. This flexibility is what makes pasta a familiar part of many food storage systems. And perhaps because of all these reasons, in many food crises or when supply chains are disrupted, pasta is often one of the first foods to disappear from store shelves. Because when things become unstable, people often return to the simplest foods, the ones that can be stored for a long time, are easy to cook, and provide enough energy to sustain life through difficult days. 4. Powdered milk. In many food crises, one of the items that disappears from supermarkets the fastest is milk. Fresh milk depends entirely on cold storage systems. If electricity is disrupted or transportation slows down, milk can spoil within just a few days. But powdered milk is different. When it is dried and sealed properly, powdered milk can last for many years while still retaining most of its nutritional value. It provides protein, calcium, and many essential vitamins that help the body maintain health. One viewer once left a comment under a video about food storage like this: "During a major storm last year, the supermarket near my house was almost empty. But the thing my daughter needed most was milk." Since then, I always keep a few boxes of powdered milk in the kitchen cabinet. That story is actually quite common. In many crises, fresh foods often disappear first. But the nutritional needs of children and older adults are still there. That is why many families begin keeping powdered milk at home as a backup source of nutrition. Just add water, and powdered milk can quickly become a familiar glass of milk. It can also be used in cooking, mixed with oats, or combined with many other foods in the kitchen. No refrigerator needed. No complicated storage system required. And during times of instability, a simple box of powdered milk can sometimes become an important source of nutrition that helps an entire family get through difficult days. 3. Cooking oil. In many food storage systems, there is a very common mistake. People store a lot of rice, noodles, or beans, but forget one thing that the body needs a great deal of over long periods of time. That is fat. While carbohydrates and protein are often mentioned more frequently, fat is actually the most energy-dense source the body can use. 1 gram of fat provides about 9 calories, nearly double that of carbohydrates or protein. That means even a small amount of cooking oil can provide a large amount of energy. 1 spoon of oil can provide calories equivalent to a much larger portion of food. During periods when food sources become limited, such dense energy becomes extremely important. One viewer once left a comment under a video about food storage like this: "I used to store a lot of rice and noodles in my house, but after a few weeks of eating like that, I realized my meals were lacking fat. Since then, I always keep a few bottles of oil in the kitchen cabinet." That story reflects a very real point. Without fat, many meals become low in energy and difficult to sustain over long periods. Cooking oil also has a major advantage in a survival kitchen: flexibility. It can be used for cooking, frying, sautéing, or combined with many other foods such as rice, noodles, beans, or dried vegetables. Just adding a little oil can make a simple meal much more energy-rich. If stored sealed and protected from light and high temperatures, many types of cooking oil can last for many months, or even more than a year. In normal times, cooking oil may simply be a familiar ingredient in the kitchen. But during prolonged crises, a simple bottle of oil can become an important source of energy that helps meals maintain enough calories for the body to continue functioning. 2. Sugar. In many food crises, there is one thing that often disappears from supermarkets faster than many people expect. Not meat, not vegetables, but sugar. At first glance, sugar may not seem like an important survival food. It does not contain protein. It does not provide many vitamins, and it is often seen simply as a sweetener in the kitchen. But during difficult periods, the value of sugar becomes very different. Sugar is one of the fastest sources of energy the body can use. 1 spoon of sugar can provide about 50 calories of easily absorbed energy. When the body is tired or lacking energy, such quick calories can help restore strength in a short time. That is why during many crises or wars, foods that provide quick energy are often purchased first. In addition, sugar also has another important advantage: an extremely long shelf life. If kept dry and protected from moisture, sugar almost never spoils over time. A bag of sugar can sit in the kitchen cabinet for many years while still maintaining its usefulness. In many cultures, sugar is also used as a method of preserving food. It can be used to make jam, preserve fruit, or extend the shelf life of certain foods. One viewer once left a comment under a video about food storage like this: "During a major storm last year, the first thing that disappeared from the supermarket near my house was sugar. People bought it very quickly. Maybe because everyone knows a little sugar in the house is always useful." That story shows something quite interesting. In normal times, sugar may simply be a familiar ingredient in the kitchen. But during times of instability, a simple bag of sugar can sometimes become a quick source of energy that helps you get through the first difficult days. 1. White vinegar. White vinegar is not a food that provides much energy. In fact, it contains almost no significant calories. But the value of vinegar lies in the uses that many people often overlook. First, vinegar can be used to preserve food. Thanks to its high acidity, usually around 5% acetic acid, vinegar can inhibit the growth of many types of bacteria. This is the principle behind traditional preservation methods, such as pickled vegetables or fermented pickles. During periods when fresh food becomes difficult to store, simple methods like these can help extend the usability of many foods. But that is not its only use. Vinegar can also be used to clean surfaces, remove odors, and support household hygiene. In conditions of scarcity or when cleaning products become difficult to find, a simple bottle of vinegar can become a very useful tool. One viewer once shared a rather interesting story. After a major storm in the state of Florida, we could hardly find cleaning products in the supermarket. But we still had a few bottles of vinegar in the house, and they helped us clean many things. The special characteristic of vinegar is its durability over time. If kept sealed, vinegar can last for many years without spoiling. It does not require refrigeration, does not need complicated storage conditions, and is always ready to use when needed. In normal times, vinegar may simply be a small bottle of seasoning sitting in the corner of the kitchen. But during periods of instability, a simple bottle of vinegar can sometimes become one of the most flexible and useful ingredients in the kitchen. Real war rarely begins the way we see it in movies. It usually begins with very small changes. A few transportation routes become disrupted. A few familiar items begin disappearing from supermarkets. During times like that, the important thing is not to stockpile as much food as possible, but to prepare the right foods that can last a long time, provide energy, and help you maintain meals when supply is disrupted. And I am also very curious about one thing. Among the foods we just talked about, how many of them do you already have in your kitchen? Please share in the comments.